Welcome to week 3 of the Casuals, folks. I'm your moderator, Kunal Kohli, joined alongside our Lord and Savior, Isis, and the stunningly handsome Hebrew Hammer.
I don't want to brag, but thank you.
Boys, we're notorious for hating on one of the greatest teams in NFL history, the Philadelphia Eagles. And as an Eagles fan, I hate Carson Wentz right now with a passion. He got benched last game. Is this the last we see of King Carson?
Let me just be clear. This is about 4 weeks overdue. We've been waiting for this. And once he left, it was kind of bullshit. It was the bullshit time. Everybody knew Green Bay won. They were playing light coverage, and Hurts was able to take advantage of that. But I mean, as you can see, he was actually throwing to the wide receivers. When Wentz plays, it feels like 80% of his passes go to the tight ends. Even in situations like that, he was giving his wide receivers chances. He wasn't underthrowing them. He was getting them the ball and throwing confidently. And that's what you like to see, especially in your shoes.
Yeah, Carson Wentz is trash. I've been saying it for the past 3 years. After his MVP season, he got hurt. He's not good. He's trash. And the reports that are coming out are saying that his confidence is lost because they drafted Hurts in the second round. If my quarterback is mentally unstable because of that, like, you should not start for me.
You're in the most stressful position in all of sports. You're going to be stressed.
Yeah, if you're going into it already stressed about like your backup quarterback, you need to get out of there, and you shouldn't be paid the whatever $100 and something million you're getting paid, because you don't deserve to be on that team. You don't deserve to play in the NFL. You're a D2 college prospect for a reason. That's just my thought. I mean, you can't be like,
he played FCS. There's a big jump there.
He played D2.
No, FCS, North Dakota State, FCS.
They were not FCS before he left. He was a D2 prospect. He was not D1. That is 100% for a fact.
And what's up with this goofy ass camo wristband thing?
It's the most redneck thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like, I know that you had venison chili before the game, but like, at least show up, man. Come on.
Carson Wentz, and I hate Philly fans just because they will literally suck his cock until the cows come home, and it's getting annoying. Your quarterback isn't good. You never should have drafted him, and his supposed to be MVP season, who gives a fuck? Like, Russ last year should have won MVP, right? So Russ supposed to be MVP last year. So I guess he's just the greatest quarterback of all time. I'm just sick and tired of this Carson Wentz bullshit.
And he played like shit down the stretch last season, but then, you get the excuse of him not having any wide receivers healthy. But it's like, even when you did have your wide receivers healthy, you weren't throwing them the ball to begin with. And then these Eagles fans, they say, oh, well, he didn't have one wide receiver that had over 500 yards. It's like, is that supposed to pump up Wentz? That literally shows that he doesn't throw them the ball.
I mean, to be fair, the guy had literally 9 different targets last year. Probably
and not
more.
One of them, other than Ward, when it was literally the only wide receiver available. He was the only one that actually like had his game elevated. And the thing that shocks me the most is you would think that would have built chemistry with Ward. Coming into this year, what the hell has he done with Ward?
Absolutely.
Nothing.
I'm surprised. Ward and Fulgham are absolute stars on that team. Absolute stars in that wide receiver room.
Fulgham's a great, objectively, he's a very good wide receiver. And what is he, once Goddard gets healthy, what happens to Fulgham?
He just completely disappeared. Why? Because Wentz doesn't throw him the ball.
Do we blame Fulgham for that? Because all the Wentz stands do. And like, we have to get real. It's on Wentz. It really is.
So we had an article come out this past week blaming Howie Roseman for the state of the Eagles. Let me ask you this, boys. If you're Jeff Lurie, big boss, owner of the team, who are you pointing your finger at? Is it your QB, is it your coach, or is it your GM?
I wouldn't blame the GM. I mean, everybody says
I
that he
would.
sucks at drafting, but I mean, the defense is literally keeping them in games. I feel like they're just a quarterback away from being a pretty solid team.
I would blame the GM.
Why?
Because if first off, if you knew that why would you draft a quarterback in the second round when you know it's going to fuck with your guy's mental stability? There's no reason to do that. You could have got an offensive lineman, which you need. You could have gotten another receiver, which you clearly need, or you could have gotten a running back, which you clearly need because for some reason Miles Sanders isn't good enough for Doug Peterson. So you could have helped your quarterback instead of hurting him and making unnecessary drama.
Maybe he saw what we saw.
And
Maybe
Carson Wentz, then why did
yeah.
he sign him to an extension? He could have played out that he could have been done with him this year.
I think the extension, that hefty of an extension, I think that was the biggest mistake that he made. I have no
don't know about
problem with
that.
him taking.
You didn't have to sign him. Nobody was forcing him to sign him.
No one was forcing him to sign him. And plus, look at the guys he missed on in the draft. Justin Jefferson was still on the board for the Eagles.
All right, but we
Jeremy
don't
Chin
even
was still on the board.
Rhaegar is a bust yet. We don't know if Rhaegar is a bust yet.
Yeah, but
He looked
Jefferson
mad good yesterday.
He looked mad good, but is he the second best wide receiver in this class? Jefferson is. Jefferson arguably
he's the
might
best
be
one.
the best. I don't know. If
I
CeeDee
mean, I
Lamb
guess you
actually had a QB, as much as I hate the Cowboys, just the potential that kid has is just phenomenal.
I just feel like we have to wait to see what Rhaegar is before we write him off. You know, you saw what happened once there was energy injected into the offense yesterday. He looked amazing. And he really hasn't had a chance to go off yet. I mean, he was injured. They were kind of easing him into the lineup, and then Wentz wasn't throwing him the ball.
How can you ease him in when he was a first round player that you got? You either take him and you got to know if you're drafting somebody in the first round, that means you're going to start him day one. You're not easing a first round pick into the offense. That's stupid.
I mean, he came back from an injury, so they were and he didn't have a training camp, and you know, he did have a steep hill to climb this year. I'll give him that.
If he wasn't ready to start week one, then you shouldn't have drafted him.
And honestly, if from the Eagles' perspective, if you're willing to be this patient with Carson Wentz, how come you can't be this patient with Rhaegar?
You got a point there. But let's say Eagle fans, not patient, because, hey, half of the talk on Eagles Twitter was let's get rid of Wentz. If you get rid of Wentz, where does he go? Who does he get traded to?
I think we all know if he did get traded, which it looks like he is, I think it's very clear where the best destination would be, and that's my Colts. And I'm not just being a homer. The fact is, when was the last time Wentz was good?
2017.
And why was that?
Because he was playing at an MVP caliber under Frank Reich.
Frank Reich,
Yup.
The Indianapolis Colts head coach. The Colts, they currently have two quarterbacks contracted right now for about $40 million. So that's going to clear after this season. They can afford to sign him. And honestly, or they can afford to, take that contract under their books. And they have a bunch of tight ends. They don't have the best weapons over there, but under Frank Reich's reign, I think he can actually get him back to being an MVP level quarterback.
Now, Isis, let me ask you this, because I know your team, the Jets, is also quarterback starved.
If you're going to ask me,
would you take a shot?
No, I would not. I would rather have Sam Darnold, who is also booty cheeks.
You can't sign a quarterback like that to a rebuilding team. That's the worst decision you could make. You got to get a young guy that's going to be on a shit deal.
If the Jets trade for him and they give up valuable assets to get him, I will no longer be a fan. There's two things that will not make me a fan of that team. If they keep that stupid ass Adam Gase as the head coach, I will not watch any games. I will not be a fan anymore. If they trade for Carson Wentz, I'm done with them. Same thing like if they signed who's the Bears quarterback?
Trubisky?
No, Jay Cutler. There was a
Cutler.
report coming out that like they were going to sign him. If they signed him, I would have been done. I hate Jay Cutler.
Why do you hate Jay Cutler?
He's just trash. At that point, I didn't want him on the team.
Dude, he's smoking darts on the sideline. How can you not love that energy?
I don't give a fuck about that shit. I want my team to win games. I haven't witnessed a Super Bowl. I don't give a fuck about if he's smoking stogies on the sideline.
I feel that.
Speaking of winning games on the Jets, you saw that Hail Mary play, man. What was going through your mind? What was going?
I was pissed. I was pissed that they were winning at that point in the game. I don't know. Sam Darnold couldn't throw an interception to save his life that game when that's what he's known for. And I was just waiting for him to throw an interception. Never did. They scored like morons, even though we know they're tanking. But then Greg Williams, the greatest defensive coordinator of all time, allowed Henry Ruggs, a rookie, to run past another rookie cornerback and score the touchdown.
Zero coverage.
Zero coverage. That's the best play in NFL history. I was so happy. I was like clapping and I was ecstatic. And my parents were like, "What the hell is your problem?" I was like, "The Jets lost." And they're like, "You're wearing a Jets shirt right now. Like, what the hell?"
Does it bother you? Does it bother you though that the team is just obviously in tank mode?
No, because I know Sam Darnold's trash, and Trevor Lawrence, if he's as good as they say they are, then I can't pass up on that.
Can we just give a quick shout out to Greg Williams for that though? He just said, "Fuck it, I don't care if I get fired tomorrow."
He was getting fired regardless. So
yeah, he's like, "Fuck it." He's playing Madden out there. He doesn't give a shit.
I was literally poured that touchdown. I was like, why? I was like, who gives a fuck? Like, why even try to win the game? And John Gruden, for his 10-year, $100 million contract or whatever the hell they gave him, he's a fucking idiot. He needs to get fired immediately. That guy is so out of touch with what's going on in the NFL. Like, he can't. Like, that team is a decent team, and he can't.
He wasn't a good coach even when he won a Super Bowl.
No, he's just like Steph Curry. His success comes off the back of other people. Corvette, bunny hop.
So the Steelers no longer undefeated. They can no longer chase after that crazy record Dan Marino set back in the day, boys. The football team did it. Do we have thoughts?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah, I think the NFL fucked the Steelers for no reason other than to make the Ravens happy. So why do the Redskins get to play on Thursday night? Thursday night. Oh, I'm sorry, the football team.
Come on, man.
I don't want to come out as a racist, but like people might say it because I just said that. The football team had 11 days to prepare for this game. The Steelers only had 4. Why is that fair for the Steelers when they were the ones not having an outbreak in their facility?
I think it's pretty simple. Roger Goodell is sick of Juju's TikToks. So you had to put an end to him.
Does he do TikToks when they win?
Every single time. And it's really annoying.
Did you see the tweet where it's like that kid who's doing the whatever dance, the Fortnite dance, and he's crying? And they're like, yeah, there's like this kid that does like the Fortnite dance or whatever, and he's crying when he's doing it, and they're like, this is Juju on TikTok now.
Literally.
But yeah, so the NFL allows the Ravens to play on Tuesday night, near almost a week after they played the Steelers, just so that they could activate Lamar Jackson, just so that they can be competitive, so they didn't have to play their third string quarterback. And I think that's ridiculous. The Steelers should have been able to play on Tuesday, and the Ravens should have played on Monday.
Lamar could have been active as of Sunday. So I think they were in the clear.
But they didn't know that he would be able to be cleared when they set that game. They set that game up last week at some point.
Oh, so you're saying that
they gave
just
them
did in case?
Yeah, they gave him the most time possible to let Lamar come back so that they didn't lose another game, because nobody wants to see the Ravens out of the playoffs, or at least the NFL doesn't want to see them out of the playoffs.
The business That's a business decision.
That's
I like it.
That's a big time business decision, and Roger Goodell needs to be accounted for that, because that puts the Steelers at a disadvantage, and it showed because they weren't ready to play that game, and the Redskins, the football team was
Canceled. We just got canceled.
I know. Sorry.
Juju Smith-Schuster's coming at us with his TikToks. He's going to be doing a TikTok dance in the Challenge Studios. Coming soon, by the way.
Yo, can we give a shout out to the football team though?
Oh yeah.
Like they did I mean, honestly, like that's the team I picked. I picked the football team coming into that game. But the main thing was I thought Gibson was going to go off, and he got injured like the midway through the first quarter. So the fact that they were able to do that without him and with McLaurin not doing anything, that shows you how great that defense is and how overall decent that team is.
So does this win put Alex Smith in the conversation for comeback player of the year?
It's got to, right? I mean,
I
I don't
he
think it's
kind
a
of won it.
debate. I don't know why it's a debate right now, but it is.
I don't even know who would be in the conversation for it.
It would be Big Ben or Alex Smith.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I think it's just because Big Ben's playing at like an elite level after missing an entire year. But I mean, Alex's leg was literally like he could have died.
Yeah, and he comes back, and is he undefeated since they started playing, or?
I think he
No.
lost a game or two.
But he has three. He has three straight wins.
Yeah, and he beat the best team in the league.
Yeah, he's got to have it.
Yeah,
It
right.
probably will be Big Ben since his overall record will be better.
I don't know how the award works because, like, does it matter how gruesome whatever they're coming back from is?
I don't think so, because if you remember when Peyton Manning won his MVP, his 50 touchdown or 55 touchdown year, they gave Adrian Peterson
Comeback player.
No, they gave him comeback player of the year that year.
Did they?
Yeah, because he came back from his ACL and then almost broke the rushing record.
Are we sure they didn't do that because Peyton won MVP? No. His the year he came back, he didn't have 55 touchdowns.
Yeah, I know. But they gave, instead of giving what's his name, the MVP, they gave it to Peyton.
They gave comeback to Peyton?
No, they gave comeback to
Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson instead of giving him the MVP.
I mean, they both missed a year, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's similar. It's not like, I mean, Peyton's career could have been over, but then again, so could have
Yeah, at that point,
He's-
ACL injuries were
for a running back. Yeah. So I mean, that's a different situation. I think this one is just one of those weird ones. Like, unless like someone went to war and then comes back to the NFL and then like plays pretty decent, like I feel like they would win the MVP. They would win the comeback player of the year.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah, like-
Right? Like, what are they
Like, if
gonna
Pat-
do? They're like,
if
oh,
Pat Tillman came back, would he have won comeback player of the year?
It's such a
don't see that.
storyline award, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you need to have a narrative there. And it's
Yeah.
Would they
might-
find a reason not to give it to a quarterback, or would they still give it to a quarterback?
I think
And they
try-
probably have to give it to a quarterback at this year.
this year definitely. I mean, who else
Because there's no other
came
there's
back?
no one. Did you see Drake posted a video of him post ACL surgery? He's like 5 weeks in, getting late working, and he like added Saquon, OBJ, and Joey Bosa, I think. It's just like, how did you even tear your ACL? Were you doing TikTok dances? You know, like
He
is that how
on the
you tear
field with
ACL?
Juju. And
Yeah.
that's why Roger Goodell was like, nope, can't let the Steelers win. Juju was partying with Drake. Got to cut that.
And
Yo.
Drake is pretty sus.
Yo, do you think Drake's like the girl in high school that always was on crutches?
Or she always had the knee brace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, weren't you injured like 2 years ago? Yeah, but it's still like the doctor said I still need to wear it.
They just want attention, man. Drake was like, "Oh, I haven't been relevant for a couple months. I gotta tear my ACL." All the cool kids are doing it.
Drake is the biggest clout chaser I've ever seen.
Are you sure?
Ye-
Do you
I don't
really
know. Charlie
think that?
Amadillo probably is one of the bigger clout chasers I've ever seen.
Nah, I mean that man literally fucking used his kid for a press run.
Dude, did you see he gave his kid heart-shaped braids to promote his album, Certified Lover Boy?
I
Yeah,
did not see that.
it was on
He's
Instagram.
He's a deadbeat dad playing Border Patrol.
All right, Pusha T.
Gotta chop the tops off the coops and watch the body drop.
Surgical summer, y'all.
We're gonna peel it back layer by layer. Why did he say it was a surgical summer? He didn't do anything that summer.
Because he was going to body Drake, and then Drake didn't respond because Drake's a bitch.
Do you
Drake
think
knew.
he has stuff in like his vault, just Drake disses?
Oh, he definitely has like a whole list of just random shit he learned from like 40s, like whoever 40 has been hooking up with. He's just sitting there like, if Drake says one thing, one little thing,
I'm gonna tell everybody you killed X Tentacion.
could you imagine Drake put out a hit on X?
He did. X was like, "Yeah, your mom's pretty sexy."
You can't say that on the podcast. What are you
Oh, we
doing? No. Do you want Drake coming after us?
Drake can come after me. I already put on my Instagram story that if I ever get killed, it was at Champagne Poppy.
All right, at least we're covered there. But I don't want to end up like Juice World. I still don't see the shadows in my room.
Damn, you never had your heart broken, then, Canal.
I really haven't.
Shout out to Juice World and Wade World.
Shout out Wade World one time.
Yo, he wants to join the podcast.
Does he actually?
Yeah, he said you're the main reason.
Damn.
Canal.
Yeah, he said, "Damn, I love the Chief." The Chief just, oh my god, I want to pinch his cheeks.
Who doesn't? You know, I go out sometimes. You know, I go out at night. Well, pre-pandemic, I used to, and then people would just pinch my cheeks. It was like, "What up, guys? I have some nice cheeks."
Is it true that you would shave your mustache before school and then you would grow it back by the end of the day?
That is an unfounded rumor that propagated all throughout my school years. It wasn't until I grew the beard that I started shaving, and then that would happen.
Dude had the 9 o'clock shadow.
I had that by 7:30, bro. By 9 o'clock, it was back to this.
He'd be in first period. He'd be like, "Yo, I gotta shave again."
I'd be sitting there in English class. Can I use the bathroom real quick? I gotta shave.
Damn, Brody.
You want to hear a funny story about a guy who shaved his pubes at work?
Was it with Did he use that stuff that we talked about
The
for the
Nair?
booty holes?
No, he did not use the Nair. He was our he is the morning anchor, and somebody was in the bathroom taking a shit, and he was also in the bathroom, and all of a sudden the person in the stall taking a shit just heard clippers going in the bathroom. So you wouldn't be shaving your face just in the stall. So he had to have been shaving his pubes.
Have you guys
Damn.
ever seen any other weird stuff in a stall? Or in the stall next to you?
No.
Not that I can remember.
So I was at work, right? And I'm just doing my business, and no one is in the stall next to me. And then someone walks in there. They drop their pants, whatever. And then I hear like something hit the floor. So I like look over, and like I see their feet. And I see a grape. No, it's a it was a seltzer water As I recall, it was orange vanilla from Weiss Markets. It was their brand seltzer. He puts the can next to his foot. Think about how weird that is. Why would you put your can like by
It
the
is pretty
stall?
disgusting.
Yeah.
So I spent like the rest of my shift just walking around the office trying to see who drank seltzer from Weiss. Could not find him.
Why don't you just check out what his shoes look like?
I mean, everyone wears the same like brown or black shoes.
Oh. Here's a story that happened to me in the stall. I was in high school. I was taking a shit.
Did someone violate you?
Kind of.
Can you talk about it? We're here
Yeah.
for you.
I kind of do. You might have seen what happened. So, a guy comes in, and I'm taking my shit, and all of a sudden I see a hand and a phone over the stall that I'm taking my shit in. Right? They snap a picture, and then they posted it on Facebook, and they said, "This is what assholes get." Right? That was the caption. I never got to.
What?
I don't know. Like the person that I like who took the picture, like I thought I was kind of cool with, but I guess I wasn't. I guess I said something to him, which I'm not surprised because like I do say stupid shit. But what was funny is that guy turned out to do gay porn. So my thought was he taking a picture to expose me, or was he taking a picture to satisfy himself afterwards? And then I was also concerned because it was on Facebook. I didn't want people to see my little peen. So I was like, that's what I was like mostly concerned about. I was like, I don't want people to know that like
How did he know you were in the stall?
Yeah, that is.
I don't know. I don't know how he knew.
Do you think
This
you're
man
just
had
waiting there?
X-ray vision.
Do you think you're just
Yeah.
waiting there in the bathroom the entire day and was like, all right, at some point, Isis is gonna walk in. I know he will. I just have.
He's gonna go to this specific bathroom.
Yeah, he's like waiting all day. He was probably spending an entire week just going to random bathrooms and spending entire school days just hanging out there.
He might have been. I just know that he took a picture of me. He satisfied himself, and then he started doing gay porn. Which there's nothing wrong with gay porn. You got to do what you got to do. But I just think
But
like,
don't take photos of somebody while they're in a bathroom stall.
and you know what else is funny? The same thing happened to my sister, but she was in middle school. So I have a little brother. I'm just waiting for somebody to take a picture of him over the stall so that it's a trifecta.
Dude, that's why people kill themselves.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what I'm saying. I was like so nervous the whole day. I was like, I'm just like, someone texted me. They're like, do you know that so and so took a picture of you? And I was like, I knew somebody did. I just didn't know.
Dude was freaking out all day.
I was just like, like imagine if someone just like takes a phone and just like over your stall. Like, what do you do? Like, you just like, do you smile? You know, do you like, do you look? I look shocked. You know,
Isis is just there, like, hey guys.
Is the picture still on the internet or was it like reported?
I don't know. I wasn't friends with the person on Facebook, so I don't even know if it was on there. I think he deleted it. I don't know if he still has it.
So he
like-
probably had his fucking parents on Facebook though. And they're like, who is this dude?
And why does he have such a small peen?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? You wake
Is
up
he
one
okay?
day, you go on Facebook, you're scrolling down, you see a post by your kid, and it's just some kid in the bathroom stall weighing out
Taking
the
a shit.
world, just taking a shit, posing just, hi guys.
It's me. That's
You get a
my-
text from Aunt Barbara. Are you aware that your son took a picture of the little peen guy from across the street? Damn, man.
Damn.
That's rough, dude. You
Yeah, it
were
is.
bullied, dude.
Yeah, I was violated.
Is that why you are the way you are today?
Yeah, like whenever I take a shit in a public stall, I have my underwear up, like on my knees, so you can't see my peen.
You have a zipper on the butt cheek part of your underwear. So
Yeah,
you don't
so I
have
can
to
just
actually take them off.
just full on open that up, take a poop.
Nice.
But it's really bad if it's a wet one because then it gets everywhere.
That's why you gotta near your asshole, dude.
Yeah, that's why you got your asshole.
You
It's just a
gotta
straight
nair your asshole.
shot.
Yo, dude, can they sponsor us?
Nair.
They should.
Yeah, like, can we get that Nair sponsor? Alan will actually nair his asshole if Nair sponsors us.
Live.
That's I mean, I don't know where we would broadcast that live. We kind of can't broadcast that live.
Grinder.
I was gonna
No.
say Pornhub, maybe. Does Pornhub do live videos now?
No, but they do have the B movie on Pornhub.
Like the entirety of the B movie?
Yep.
It makes sense, you know.
Yo,
Makes sense.
can we
Yeah, that-
reflect on how some guy got his girl stolen from a bee?
By an insect.
And she was
Straight
kind
up.
of bad. The cartoon lady, she was pretty bad.
The only sane person in that entire movie was the dude. Just everybody else in that movie was just like, oh yeah, like this bee, like
He talks.
We'll just fucking listen to the bee, guys. Like, why not?
What's going on here?
It sounds like Jerry Seinfeld. Who doesn't love Jerry Seinfeld? Oh god.
The B movie should also sponsor us.
Hi Jerry, sponsor us. Hit like and subscribe. Also, subscribe to the
I heard he's
channel.
an asshole in person.
Isn't he from Long Island? That would make sense if he was.
What do you
That's
got against
racist.
people from Long Island?
I went to school there, so I'm allowed to be mean to people from Long Island.
Both my parents are from the island. You don't know about the island.
Yeah,
And
you're,
they ended up
didn't
in
you tell me like
Syracuse?
your parents are from Comac?
Comac and North Shore.
That explains so much. I now
That's
know why you
why-
are the way you are, Alan.
Yeah, bigger and better than you will ever be. Like going back to it, Elias, are you worried though about Adam Gase?
Oh, I'm 100% worried about Adam Gase.
Think about it. They
I'm
were
worried-
so quick to fire Greg Williams. What are they waiting for with Gase?
That's what I've been asking myself for the best, like ever since week one. I'm like, fire this asshole now. I tweeted out right when I found out that they signed Adam Gase. I was like, fuck Adam Gase. Like that guy is the biggest piece of shit. He's another guy that his success comes off the back of other players or other people. Like without Peyton Manning, that guy's a nobody. That guy's just a bug-eyed freak on the side of the road. But I mean, get Adam Gase out of there. If Adam Gase somehow survives this year, the Jets are the biggest morons in all of sports history.
See, I legitimately thought that Adam Gase was actually good at his job at one point.
Well, you're stupid.
Well, remember what he did with Jay Cutler? He had that crazy year.
Okay, so 1 year.
He had like 35 touchdowns in one season. Like that was unheard of for a guy like Jay Cutler.
Good for him.
He's the quarterback
Adam-
doctor.
Adam Gase 10 years ago, sure, he was a good coach because his stupid ass 50 screens per game worked in the NFL. It doesn't work like that anymore. He doesn't know how to modernize it himself, and that's the reason why he's trash.
Wait, you
And
said
he's just a moron.
wait, you said 50 screens?
Yeah, the man throws 50 wide receiver screens over halfback screens
So why couldn't he throw the ball to Le'Veon Bell? I don't get it.
because he didn't like it, Le'Veon Bell. He didn't want Le'Veon Bell.
He's like, oh, well, this is what I do, but I'm just not going to do it because I don't fuck with this guy.
No, they were giving him the ball in the passing game. They just, first off, they didn't know how to use him in the run game. That's why he was trash. But they were passing him the ball a decent amount.
All right, boys. I want to introduce something new to the show. It's week 3. I want to do something fresh. So let's do a quick drip check because I'm kind of drippy as hell right now. Shout out Griselda Records for the hoodie. Shout out
Kind of
Westside
trash.
Gun. Wow, I got this hoodie straight from Griselda Records, bro. We're not gonna shit talk Griselda.
They're kind of trash.
Shout out them Buffalo kids. All right, first of all, you know what? We're gonna start off with Easus for the drip check. I like the all black, the Nike hat, looking
Thanks.
good. Looking
That's all
good.
I wear. It's all black.
I like it. Hebrew Hammer. What year is it? What year is it? It's
Dude, it's
2020.
1985,
Why are
boy.
you wearing champion on my show? Get out of here with a champion. No one wants to see a champion. You're looking in that Fugazi champion hoodie. We need to get you some drip, dog. We need to take you to shop.thechallenge-sports.com and get you fitted in one of the challenge t-shirts.
Oh, that's drippy.
That's a pretty nice T-shirt there.
20
Where'd you get it
bucks.
again?
Shop.thechallenge-sports.com. Folks, $19.99 all month long. You can get it. Fantastic t-shirts, the quality, and check out some of the designs we got. We have James Dolan as a clown. We have
The
Carson
legalized PEDs
We do have
in
that.
honor of Will Fuller.
Yeah, and we didn't want to post that because we didn't want to offend Will Fuller. Just because we sent him a DM that he will never see.
Hey, you never know. Will Fuller might respond to us. Will Fuller, if you're watching this, we're in support of you, bro. We support you and your goals. But since we're talking about Will Fuller, we're talking about Houston. Let's change the sport up a little bit and talk about one of my favorite people in Houston, strip club legend James Harden. It seems to me the Rockets are trying to do everything they can to keep James Harden, to keep the beard in Houston, in H-Town. But I think he wants out. Boys, is this a good strategy? Should they keep James Harden in H-Town?
It sounds like they think he's staying. They're convinced that he's staying. They're like, oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he didn't report today to practice. I don't even know if he's in Houston, but we expect him to be here eventually. It's like how often do you hear a holdout like that? It's not Le'Veon Bell.
But I mean, I think what they're doing is they're saying we're gonna like you. That's what you have to say. Like
Be
his
nice about it.
no, not to be nice about it, to get the most value you can get out of him if you're going to trade him. And I think what they're going to say is, you're not going to do this to us, and we're not going to give you what you want. What he wants is to be with the Nets, and I don't think that they like the package that the Nets can give them. So I think they're going to say, we're going to say whatever we got to say to make it look like you're staying, so that we can get the best package for you. Because a Karis LeVert and whatever other package like they're going to give is not the best deal they can get.
Okay, so like let's say they wait though, and what if the Nets start off good? Then all of a sudden the leverage shifts because the Nets don't necessarily have to make that move.
Well, there's 28 other teams that he could be traded to.
That can offer a package that they'd want, especially when they realize that they have no leverage and Harden wouldn't be reporting and he'd be playing all these games.
They have all the leverage. He's under contract. It's not like he needs to sign a contract. He's under contract for whatever, how many years.
I don't know, man. I think everybody realizes that he's gone.
If I was them, I'd be like, okay, listen, if you want to sit, you can sit. You can waste a year of your career. You're not getting any younger. We're going to get the package that we want, and you're not going to get to be able to go to where you want to go. I'm sorry. That's not how this business works. If you're going to be an asshole and do what you're doing and not report to camp, then you shouldn't get what you want because you're acting like a little bitch.
I hope it doesn't happen, because then that's a slippery slope. If he can get away with this, what's going to stop all the other stars from doing the same thing?
Yeah, like they don't want to be the team to set the precedent. But he can't be going out to strip clubs or whatever the fuck he's doing.
Go to little baby's birthday bash.
Yeah,
it's the NBA's fault, though, if we're going to be honest. Why would you schedule practices during Lil Baby's birthday weekend?
That is true. It's little baby we're talking about. Man had the whole Icebox jewelry store at his birthday party.
Yeah, he had it looked like a flea market at a birthday party.
Oh, it wasn't a flea market. It's one of the greatest jewelry stores on the planet.
That's so
Shout out
cringe
Icebox.
to me.
Send us some free drip, please.
They had a pop-up shop at a birthday party. What the hell is that? But do you
also,
guys
did you see like James Harden gave him like $100,000?
Casually.
Yeah,
Casually.
Yeah, who the fuck does that? Like, do you want to be in his circle so bad you're giving him $100K? Like $100K is it's a lot of money.
wait,
You're just gonna give that to him?
am I thinking of the wrong thing, or was it the purse filled with like money and cinnamon buns?
Honey buns. It was honey buns.
Honey buns.
Yeah.
He gave him honey buns in the stack.
I think I saw James Harden eat one. Maybe he's not in game shape. You know, his man boobs are gonna get even bigger.
Here's the thing. If James Harden isn't gonna come to camp, then he has to sit out probably 2 weeks. He probably has to get tested for COVID. He's to quarantine.
Is he gonna get suspended?
He's not gonna be ready for the season.
He might not be.
If I was the Nets, I wouldn't even want him.
Is he gonna get suspended though? I mean, he's not following protocols.
He doesn't have to.
Every
He's
night
not on
we're
the team
seeing
right now.
I mean, every night we're seeing him though, and he's not wearing a mask and stuff.
He has to quarantine.
I saw
The
a
season hasn't
tweet.
started yet.
I saw a tweet. I forgot who it was, but they said that they talked to at least 3 other sources around the league that are part of organizations, and they're trying to figure out if like that's violating the policies, and they want something done about it. They don't think it's fair.
How is it not fair? Who cares? It hurts the Rockets. It hurts James Harden.
I mean, I guess because like the preseason's about to start, if he shows up, it could put other people at risk.
Well, he has to quarantine.
So that's a 2-week process. I don't know why these reports are coming out, but people are feeling some sort of way about it.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. Like, I've been cooped up in my house for Lord knows how long. I know you boys have. We're seeing this guy party his ass off. Wouldn't you be ticked off if you're an NBA player staying safe, keeping in quarantine, and all of a sudden James Harden's just casually at little baby's birthday?
He's making a mockery of it, you know?
Exactly. And at some point, you need to make an example of someone. And is James Harden that person you want to make an example of if you're the league?
And it seems like John Wall thinks that James Harden's he's gonna play with them this year. How do you think he feels?
Honestly, I think Wall just likes having someone to go to the strip club with. Both of those men are going to be Houston strip club champions.
I mean, Wall's got to be careful though, because he is one bad season away from being completely roasted by Twitters.
Let's talk about Twitter roast real quick. Because a man I continually see getting roasted on Twitter, former Harden teammate, twice now, Russell Westbrook. Does Russ deserve the hate?
No,
No.
he doesn't. He really doesn't.
Especially because the way that they used him last year, they wanted him to be some like a shooter, and he's totally not a shooter. And they just didn't use him correctly, and people just think he's trash now.
Well, once they figured it out, it was I think by the mid season, once he came back, he was dropping 27 points a game. You know, it was like 27, 8, and 9 or something. Like, he was not a bad player. He was still the elite Russell Westbrook.
Now, let me ask you this. How do you think Russ is going to do partnered up with Brad Beal?
Oh, he's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great. He'll be able to get his assists because Bradley Beal can shoot the ball well. Same thing with James Harden, but like he's actually going to play point guard instead of being like the point guard, like the B point guard, and he's going to control the whole offense, and he's going to get everybody involved. And I think it's going to be great for him. I don't necessarily think they're going to make the playoffs, but I
They'll
think
make the playoffs. The East is still not. I mean, it's stronger than it's been, but he should be able to get a 7th or an 8th seed relatively easily.
I don't know.
You think they're gonna like lose? You think they're gonna lose out against like the Hawks or something?
I mean, the Hawks could definitely make the playoffs, but I mean,
I think they're okay.
But like it's the Wizards, like
They still have what, like a top 3 backcourt in the league?
yeah, probably
Yeah, but like outside of that, I mean,
they don't really have anything.
They got the Israeli,
they
They
do have
got,
Benny. They
the
got
Japanese
Rui.
guy. He's kind of
Hachimura.
trash. Rui's trash. They got Ish Smith.
Yay, Ish Smith. Yay.
They have a couple other players that I'm forgetting about.
Oh, they have that power forward,
The big guy?
ginger. Yeah,
No,
the white boy.
I'm thinking of who's the guy that's on like the $8 million deal? It was like 2 years, $8 million.
I'm drawing a blank.
He's a high
David
flyer.
Bertans? No, high
Yeah,
flyer.
the white boy.
Well, the white boy is David Bertans.
Bertans, is he there still?
Yeah, Bertans.
Is
Yeah.
he on the
there.
Clippers?
Yeah, he signed a 1-year deal, I think.
Oh, did he sign a 1-year deal with the Clippers? Rip.
No,
Sorry.
with the Wizards.
Okay.
Not the
You still have Thomas Bryant, who's really solid.
damn.
Um,
Thomas Bryant. Yeah, that's the guy I
Yeah.
was thinking of.
And they drafted
It's not a
Cassius
horrible
Winston.
team.
It's not a
I don't know
horrible
who
team
that
by any
is.
means, but I mean, Cassius Winston, guard for Michigan State last year, pretty solid. You know, I mean, I could
overall,
see them, I
keep
could see a
going.
playoff. I was gonna say I could see a playoff push, but like this team screams 9 seed.
I don't know. I feel like they're all gonna take something from Russ. You know, they're gonna see his intensity, and then you're gonna see those young players playing extremely hard this year.
I mean, I guess he can will them to an 8th seed. I mean, he's done it before in the West, so I guess he could do it. But I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the chemistry needs to get built before they even like talk about getting to the A seed. And I think the Hawks do have a chance. But I mean, I think you're really fighting for the 8th or 7th seed, and who gives a fuck about that?
Apparently, the Wizards do.
Yep. Well, let's talk about another teammate of Russell Westbrook's, Paul George, because we have some interesting comments here from Paul George on Doc Rivers. Paul George recently said that he didn't believe he was being used correctly by Doc. He said that he was being used as a Ray Allen, as a JJ Redick, coming off of pin downs pretty much exclusively. He said that he's the type of guy that needs flow. Doc responding, saying that Paul George's new head coach, Ty Lue, was on the sideline with him the entire time. What's the excuse now? Paul George, is he capping or is he spitting facts? Was he misused?
Who's the biggest pussy in all the sports?
It's got to be
Paul George
Paul
or
George.
Carson Wentz?
Paul George.
Paul George, easily.
Yeah, he always seems to have a problem with every single place that he goes to, and every single time he either gets traded or he goes to a new team. What is it? Are you? And did you also see that he wants to stay as a Clipper for the rest of his career?
He said that about every other team. Too.
Every other team. I don't believe one word he says that comes out of his mouth.
What did Dame Willard say?
Fuck!
He said
It was like 2 words.
Yeah, it was like some name, something with cap in it. But the thing with Paul though, he also during that same interview, and it was All the Smoke, which I couldn't find.
What is All the Smoke?
It's that podcast with Barnes and Steven Jackson.
Harrison Barnes?
Matt Barnes.
Come on.
It's really good. But
I don't know. Matt Barnes is also a bitch. Didn't Derek Fisher beat his ass?
Yeah, he drove 48 hours and beat that dude's ass. But on that podcast, which I can't find the full one for some reason, so I keep finding clips of it.
Come on, Matt Barnes.
So he also said, like, on the 3-1 comeback loss, that Doc Rivers failed to make any adjustments. But like,
what adjustments is he going to make? The adjustment of you're going to give the ball to Paul George so he can miss it?
Well, he said so he can hit the middle of the backboard on a quarter 3.
And then say he's depressed and that's what he blames it on.
All right. So we have to get to that, but after this. So he said that he wasn't making adjustments and like they would just let the same things happen over and over again, and it was getting frustrating. It's like, I understand that your leader, Kawhi, is very soft-spoken, so he's not going to speak up. But it's like, you're also the veteran. You're also a veteran superstar. You can speak up. You can make the adjustments yourself. You can tell Doc Rivers what to do. How are you going to hate on him for not making adjustments, and you just sat there like a pussy and didn't do anything? That's what I don't get. It's like, how do you just give the entire blame to someone? How come you can't take any of the blame?
Because he's a fucking pussy. He can't sit there and say, hey, you know what? I was trash, and I was trash for the majority of that playoffs, and I did not help my team to win. If he was playing it just at his average, they wouldn't have lost 3-1.
Well, we see it every year. He's an elite regular season player, and then once the games actually start to matter, his numbers in every category just go down. And like, you saw that thing when he had like the 3 like historically bad games, and then he was like, yeah, like I'm like really depressed, I'm going through some shit, and everybody ate that up. They're like, oh, like prayers out to Paul George, like mental health is like very important, we can't hate on this. leave him alone. The way I see it, it's like, yeah, I agree. Like mental health is definitely very important, and we can't joke about it. But he's literally in a funk. This happens to all of us. If you fail 3 times in a row, yeah, you're gonna be in a funk. You're gonna hate where you're at. You're not gonna be in the best mental space. So how come he gets the pass? We don't get the pass. He's getting paid millions of dollars, and he's gonna use that as an excuse. It's like, how about like you get through it and then you can talk about it after. Don't just use it as an excuse so people stop hating on you.
Yeah, and he wasn't depressed when he was
Yeah,
in
he
the
was
earlier
fine
rounds.
and he was
Yeah.
fine the game after.
Yeah, and it's just
Are you not depressed anymore, Paul George? Was it literally just because you were sucking and everybody was making fun of you?
yeah, so he just
Fine,
wants
dude.
to like deflect everything and say, "Oh, I was depressed." Like if he does deal with depression, like I'm sorry, and maybe going into the bubble wasn't the smartest idea for you.
Yeah, you signed
know?
up for this, dude.
Yeah, like you can't complain about it. Like you had the option to not go into the bubble. If you knew it was gonna if you knew it was gonna affect you that much, just stay out and say, I'm gonna get it next year.
And we all knew it. Like they were coming into this bubble. They weren't going to pound any cheeks for at least a couple months if they were going to advance. He
Unless
knew
you're
this
Daniel
coming
House.
in. Yeah, unless you're him. But they knew this coming in. They knew it was going to be a mental battle, and he obviously couldn't do it.
But once the playoffs did start, they did allow family members to come in.
Yes, they did.
And he has a wife, fiance, something. So you're telling me she didn't come?
And then you see on like the other end, you see the Heat, and they didn't even want any of their family members there.
Yeah,
They're
because
like,
they're
"This is
focused.
business."
They weren't. The Clippers weren't focused. I don't know how true the report was, but when they said that the Clippers and the Lakers didn't want to play, they continue the season. Who like the Milwaukee Bucks? They wanted to play the season, and what happened directly affected their community. Right, the Lakers and the Clippers. I think it was mostly the Clippers. They didn't want anything to do with the rest of the playoffs.
I think they were going to do whatever LeBron said.
But I mean,
Loudest voice in the room.
But I mean, if LeBron said that, then why were they the ones to say that they wanted out?
Well, I think they were like, if LeBron's playing, then we're all playing. And I mean, we don't even know what happened.
No,
like
but
there
I
was
mean,
8.
Even there's
No,
early
sorry.
talks. I was going to say there's early talks that LeBron was very much for suspending the playoffs and canceling them outright.
I
and
thought
then-
that was bullshit, to be honest.
And then he said he claims the Lakers changed his mind.
We all know, like LeBron James is the guy that brings the paperback book with 2 pages written out of it, so he can say that he read it. Like he does things for his image. He only did that to make it look like he cared, but he was not going to give up another his best chance at another finals up. He was not going to do that. There was 0 chance. That was just complete bullshit. We don't even know what happened. It's not even worth talking about.
And boys, I think that's a podcast.
Really?
I think that's week 3 right there.
That was quick.
That was. But before we go, cop your challenge t-shirt, take the challenge, shop.thechallenge-dashboards.com. Did either one of you near your assholes?
No,
But
I looked it up. It will burn your asshole.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it will like. So like, what could happen is like your asshole could close up. You won't be able to shit, or like it'd be like weird like Play-Doh shit, where so like your hole would be like, let's say your hole's like this, right? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I guess like if it would burn, it would close up, and your asshole would be like that.
Could you get it? Could you like shape it differently, like into a star? So like you pooped out like a string of a star.
I mean, I don't know how the hell you're gonna do that.
You could stitch it. You can do some nice weaving. Get your mom
That's
to
too.
knit it.
That's too much to just to shape
Hey
your
mom.
asshole.
Hey mom, can you knit my asshole real quick?
Yo, are you guys lactose intolerant?
No.
No, but my sister is.
Keep in mind that most men, once they get older, they become lactose intolerant. I unfortunately, I've been lifting and I've been eating Greek yogurt as like just a good source of protein, and I love Greek yogurt. But my shits have been really, really bad for the last like 3 months, and I couldn't figure out what it was because I never realized, or I never had any problem like eating cheese or drinking milk or anything. But now every time I eat Greek yogurt, my stomach gets out of control. My poops are bad. I can't drink milk anymore, and my life is actually horrible. I feel like
Oh.
I'm like less of a man now.
I just want to give you a hug through the screen, bro. That is actually that hurt. That hurts. No
Yeah, it
cheese, no
sucks.
ice cream.
Yeah, no ice cream. Which I mean,
Can you drink warm milk?
I mean, I used to drink whole milk, not because I like the taste, but because it's like 12 grams of protein and a shit ton of calories for every glass.
Have you like when I drink milk, if I ever drink milk, I have to drink it and I have to chug it because it like milk, if it sits out for like 10 seconds, it tastes different than it being just cold milk. I don't know what it is.
That's fair because it does have a weird aftertaste once you have it sitting for a little bit.
Yeah, it's like disgusting. Like
Yeah.
I'll puke. So
Yeah,
I
I
mean, I
just
don't
don't-
drink milk at all, but
Yeah, I don't drink milk anymore. Like I just don't fuck with milk. Like
yeah, I also
I'll
think it's
obviously-
gross.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'll have it in my cereal, of course. Like, actually, I've been drinking a lot of like almond milk lately. Like,
I don't
that's
like
been my-
almond milk either.
It's got a weird aftertaste.
I don't know. I fuck with almond milk, bro.
It's just like it's like super like thick. It's like way thicker than milk, and I think that's what gets me. I don't want to drink it.
If you were ever to have an alternative, though, oat milk, that shit slaps.
I've heard a lot of good things about oat milk. I've been meaning to switch over, but like again, I just fuck heavily with almond milk.
I'm also not going to spend $10 for a quart of milk.
Yeah, it's like $5. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yo, all right, tell me this. So, do you guys like chocolate milk?
No,
Yeah. You don't like
You don't
chocolate
like
milk?
chocolate milk?
I don't like chocolate milk. I don't like chocolate ice cream. I don't like hot cocoa.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah, I'll
wow.
puke.
What's wrong with you, man?
I like certain things. I just like milk chocolate.
Burn Dairy, they sell mint milk.
Oh, that's probably disgusting.
Oh, why?
Dude, I love it. I love it.
Do you eat?
I love
toothpaste?
anything. I just love I think mint is one of my favorite flavors. Whether
Yeah.
it's
Do you
ice
eat
cream,
toothpaste? Because that's what mint
I think
is toothpaste.
I could. It probably wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, you'd puke.
Is there a chemical in it that makes you puke?
Yeah, I think it's I don't know.
Were you about to say
No.
fluoride?
No, it's like I don't know. I don't know the word. It's a big ass word.
Flamingo.
I can say like 2-syllable words. After the third one, I'm lost. Flamor.
I found glycerin glycol, which makes you feel nauseated. I think you're talking about fluoride personally.
I've swallowed like toothpaste on accident before. I didn't die.
I think we all have,
Yeah.
at some point in our lives.
I drink Listerine.
Like on purpose or just like accidentally?
Yeah, I mix it with tequila.
Oh, see that sounds great, I think that's a very sound thing to do, mixing
Oh, yeah,
Listerine
for
with
sure.
tequila. Don't do that at home, kids.
Yeah, it's fluoride.
What did I
That's
say?
an-
What did I
that's
say?
an-
I said it was
But
We
there's
fluoride.
got a
there's another-
chemist on our hands, boys.
There's another word that starts with
Mixing it
formaldehyde or something. I don't know.
formaldehyde? Is that what you're
Yeah,
trying to say?
that's what I'm trying to say. For your
Okay, I was like,
Why do you know
Hey.
this, Kunal?
I totally don't make meth in an RV in New Mexico.
Is that what's made out of meth?
I don't think formaldehyde's in meth. But any meth dealers watching, please correct me if I'm wrong. I only got this knowledge watching Breaking Bad. I promise, feds.
Yo, do you guys watch anime? Wait. Do you guys have you guys watched any new TV lately?
No.
Yo.
I've just been rewatching anime, man.
Yo, so first of all, I started watching Attack on Titan.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, that first episode, man, they go hard.
Bro, that
But,
entire first season is just I'm like halfway through it, and it's baller.
Yeah, if you guys are watching this, watch that show. But if you're not into anime, the Queen's Gambit, that show slaps heavy. It's amazing.
Have you ever watched Big Mouth?
Yeah.
So that came out in December or this weekend, and somebody that I know just binged watched the whole thing in like one sitting.
It's not that good.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's that great, but here's my thing: how can you, especially for a TV show like that only comes out once a year, how can you sit there and watch something just for one day and enjoy it and get the most enjoyment out of it?
You're not.
You can't. It makes no sense.
I don't
It's like-
know. I binged it in 2 days, admittedly. And like it's just one of those shows you just binge, you know? Like I spent my 2 days with it and then I'm
You
done.
look like a guy that binged Big Mouth, dude.
Wow. What is that supposed
Jesus,
to
man.
Just
Jesus.
Fired. Remember, I can fire you. I am your boss.
Whatever you say, big guy. But I did binge 5 seasons of Game of Thrones during finals week one year.
I binged Game of Thrones, but what I did is I binged it from the time the first episode of the last season started, and I caught all the way up by the end of the season.
And that's a buzzer beater.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
That's-
well, I was
that's
watching
clutch.
I was watching it at work because I don't do anything when I'm at work.
Hopefully no one from there is watching.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm gone at the end of the month anyway, so
Big rip.
Yep. But you know what else we can watch, boys?
The challenge.
The challenge YouTube videos. We have a whole new series coming out called The Death Chart, starring our boy, The Skipper. That's coming soon, along with a new podcast, Q's to Cali. Check it out. Coming soon to the Challenge Podcast Network.
Where are they from?
It's in the
keeps
name.
her Cali.
Hey, Cali.
Groundbreaking stuff here, guys.
Yeah,
here's
we'll-
a little sneak peek of next week's episode. We should have Q's to Cali panel on our podcast.
Ooh.
So if you want, leave a comment on what you want us to talk about with them.
Don't
no,
eat Greek milk, guys. Don't do it.
Don't eat Greek milk.
So how did they get the Greek yogurt? Do they import it from Greek? Because it seems like it would go bad if they
Yeah,
did.
Giannis actually brought it to America on his boat.
Damn. He must have had a bunch of it.
He just goes back and forth between Milwaukee and Greece and just
Yeah, exactly.
pours Greek yogurt across the land.
Do you think he has his own island?
If I'm honest, I'd buy my own island. Shit, why wouldn't you?
I think a lot of Greek people, like the islands are named after, like their last names are named after the island. So I wonder if his island is just like the Antikokompos and it's just a bunch of like,
You try that again.
it's just like a bunch of 8-foot aliens.
What's it called again?
Antikokompo.
Can we
Damn.
can we get Greek Nick on here to say his last name?
Giannis Antetokounmpo. You know, it's really not that hard.
Antikokompo.
And with that, smash that like button, hit subscribe, follow us on social media. Folks, this has been The Casuals.
I have a light up keyboard
Nice.
Sick.
Thank you.
and dual screens. I
I'm,
belong to the streets.
I'm the Chief, joined by the Hebrew Hammer and our Lord and Savior Jesus. This has been The Casuals.
Bye guys. Have a
Yeah.
have a good night.
Have a good week. We'll see you next week.